Hello there, and welcome to Just Sorare. Bit of a different video. I'm joined by Bithorse, and we'll be compiling our teams for this coming game week. So here we go.
Yeah, let's see what we can do.
Bithorse, welcome, mate. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good.
Had an awful weekend, but we move.
We move on, indeed. Bit of luck, hopefully. That's what we need.
Yeah. Let's see what you got this week then.
Right. Well, I'm going to start off in my All-Star Rare Division 4. Jasper Sillison is still out, the flaming idiot. He's I've read up he's had to have he had a blood clot or something, an unexplained blood clot.
Oh my.
So he had to have a little procedure then. But according to reports, he's not far from being back. But
as long as he doesn't get injured again.
Oh Christ, I'm sure he's made of glass, to be honest.
Oh man.
So I'm not 100% sure what's happening with the Mexican teams either, because of obviously all the hassle last week. You didn't see it, have you?
No.
You didn't see? Oh Christ, there was bloody ructions of Atlas were playing away to somebody, and at first there were reports of like 20 deaths, which I don't believe were true from reading up now. But they invaded the pitch. I've seen some horrendous scenes outside the ground. From what I know at this moment in time, there were loads injured and 3 critically. But as far as I'm aware, don't quote me on this, I don't think anyone did actually die. But there are, like I said, 3 critically injured. So that was Saturday night, I believe. So the remaining games were called off. They didn't complete that game week.
Okay,
in the whole of Mexican League.
I'm looking at it now. It just says they're going ahead on Saturday.
Right. Well, I'm so undecided because
that's a tough one.
The Santos keeper, I got loads of bloody common goalkeepers, and I'm not moaning because they come in handy.
Yeah.
But I would have thrown him in, but I don't know, because I don't know what the moon's going to be like over there, to be honest, because it's just.
It's a down to guts, mate. This is a big decision.
It was horrendous, honestly. Some of the scenes I watched on Twitter, I've never seen anything like it. It was fucking awful, to be honest. I'm going to take a punt on Dennis Adamov. The only reason I'm doing that is his last 3 scores were 79, 61 and 69. And in all honesty, I should be looking through the whole fixture list to see who's more likely to keep a clean sheet. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to put Adamov in for Inter because they're away to Torino. He's hopefully,
class
he has, to be fair. Hopefully, he can keep a clean sheet again, because to have any chance of winning a Cardews and a common goalkeeper, they realistically got to keep a clean sheet. Now this is where I'm struggling now. My defenders, well, actually, I know I'm going to pick Krugovoy, who plays for Zenit. I put him in my under-23 team last week, and he hit 100. It's showing 99. But he did score. But like I said, he plays for the top team Zenit in Russia, and he's a young lad as well.
Nice pick.
So I'm going to put him in, and they're away to Kryla Sovetov, who I own a player from, actually. A striker, Glushenkov or somebody. So I don't want to use that striker because I want him to keep a clean sheet again.
Yeah.
Jeez, the bloody hassles I go through putting a team in now. Automatically, my midfielder, I would select Diego Valdez.
Your man. That's your man at the moment.
He is. However, because of what's going on, I don't know what to do. But he's in good form at this moment in time.
They might just play without fans if that's the issue.
I think they're away to the team where all the hassle was. I'm not 100% sure. Guadalajara or something. So I don't know. Oh, Christ.
So who's he play for?
He plays for Club America, but they're away to the side that I'm sure that's where all the shit was last week. I don't want to put Franco Curvy in because they're away to Villarreal, and Celta Vigo are not great away from home. Jeez. I've got my boy Sabah I could put in. And they're at home to, I can't even bloody pronounce it, Fat Sport Calabu or something. Now, for anyone who's listened to my videos, you will understand why I bought him, because this guy, he scores and assists really, really well. I think he's the third highest contribution or combined contribution of goal assists in midfielders in Turkey. So I'm chucking him in because at home, and I just hope he does it. The problem with him, if he doesn't score or assist, more likely than not, he's going to score poorly. Christ.
I just read something regarding the Mexican. It's Club Quintero. That's the ones.
Oh, right. That's not him then. That's not who
no,
Valdez is.
Apparently, they've been banned for 5 years, and they've got to play behind closed doors for a year.
Christ, I'm not surprised. Dear me. What made it worse, some of the videos I've seen, there were police there just standing there doing sod all.
No.
And there was talk that the police were involved. You know, I don't know how much you can believe in that, in like some of the stories, but absolutely mental. Do I put bloody Valdez in? I don't know. Sorry, I'm just checking my phone because I want to see.
Take your time. We need to make this. This is an important decision, especially when you lock it in.
Yeah.
I don't have the range of what players you have. I've got about 5.
To be honest, I don't have much range because the majority of them are bloody clowns. You know, not if they were all like top full class players, then that would be nice. Club America, they're playing well. The Mexican league is crazy because they have 2 leagues within a season. They split it, but they have 2 different champions a year, from my knowledge. And Club America, they won it. They won their league last year. They're a canter, but they're bottom of the league this season. But a lot of the games over there are draws. So if they were to win, argument's sake, on the weekend, they could jump up. They're 18th at the moment. They could jump up as high as 11th or something ridiculous. It's so tight there.
Oh, wow.
I'm putting Valdez in. I can't leave him out. He's my golden boy. He's my favourite player that I own. If anyone is listening to this and they know who Hani Mukhtar is in America and plays for Nashville, he's the equivalent of him, in my opinion. But Valdez, maybe not in terms of scoring, he's 10 times better than Mukhtar. And Mukhtar, I think, is about £1,300 to buy. So there's a little pump in there as well. This boy, Valdez, he's quality, I'm telling you. He's, I think he broke his leg. He had COVID last year. He had a nightmare of a season through injury and COVID. But this guy, his goal and assist record, he's top notch. So pump over, but that's why I like him. Asensio was going to be my striker, but after watching him last night, I don't think he's a weird one, Asensio.
He was very strange, man. He just didn't really attack.
And my firm belief, and I've read something about the president of Real Madrid saying how much he likes the guy and everything. I think Benzema's obviously a given as a starter.
Yes.
I think Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. will be their front 3, if you like. I don't see a place for Asensio in that team. Not this. If you're putting Real Madrid's strongest side out, I don't think Asensio gets in that team.
Yeah, but who comes second? Like, who is the subs? Asensio is the sub, if anything.
Yeah, he would. But I know Ancelotti from reading what he says.
Yeah.
He likes Asensio. And I was surprised he started him last night, but he's classed as a striker.
Yeah,
My card on Sorare.
right.
But he's not what I want as a striker, because I want someone to score goals left, right, and centre.
You'd want Benzema, mate. Oh my God, he's class.
Well, exactly. If I had, however much, I don't know how much he is on the platform, but he's far more expensive than Asensio. I know that.
Have a look now.
I tell you who I'm going to have as my striker. Good old Ukrainian Yaremchuk. Benfica are home to Vizela. And I am desperate, not just for him to score because of me, but because he's Ukrainian and what he's going through. I would love him to score hat-trick, whatever. Because God knows how he's got the mind to play at this moment in time, to be honest. Because I know, reading reports, some of his family still live in Ukraine and things, so he must be going, to be honest. Because I know, reading reports, some of his family still live in Ukraine and things, so he must be going through a torrid time. So fair dues to him, because he started Benfica's last match. And, I think you've got to take your hats off. The footballers get criticised for a lot of things, but, for what he's showing at this moment in time, and I just want him to score. Obviously for my team, but more so for him. And for the Ukrainian people, so to speak. Not that I want to make this political or anything.
No, of course. Just to go back, Benzema is 1.7 ETH, so £3,000. He's a beast.
Well, if you can give me the money, I'll buy him. Otherwise,
sort it out later.
Otherwise, there's no chance of me owning players like him.
No, not a chance from one card. But he's an absolute animal, man. He's just all green.
For me, he's one of the best strikers of the last 2 or 3 years.
Him and Lewy are just strikers.
Yeah.
They stay in the box, and that's who you want for Sorare.
Yeah. He's I remember watching Real Madrid a few years ago when Higuain used to still be there, and I was never convinced with Benzema, to be honest. He missed a lot of chances, but he seems to have got better with age.
I think you just get smarter, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't have the legs to run everywhere, and he's just clinical.
Yeah, and he can finish. I was surprised because PSG were cruising that game. They threw it away.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
But it's typical PSG. I've got an extra to put in, and this is, again, I've got a few options, but they're not class options by any stretch. But there's a couple of guys I want to throw in. There's Bistrovich, who's on loan from CSK in Russia to a Turkish club, and his scores are decent. There's the Saba guy for his goals and assists.
Who they're playing?
I've got to put Saba in because I've bought him. He scored or assisted in the last 2 games, so I know he can make it a hat-trick. And my thinking behind that, because I got a steady Eddie Lebock that I could throw in from Napoli. However, he scores well, but he'll never score or assist, in my opinion, because he's a defensive midfielder. I'm looking, hopefully, to win a card, sneak in somehow, and for that to happen, you need players, in my opinion, who score and assist. So Saba's going in there. My captain is Diego Valdez. So my team is Adanovic, Krukiov from Zenit, Valdez from Club America, Saba from Hatay Sport Kalabu, and Ukrainian Roman Yaremchuk, and they're on to Vizela. He's been disappointing. Obviously, the war, but prior to the war and that, he went for big money to Benfica from Ghent last year, and the jury's still out with him. He's not even getting into the side most of the time. So he needs to start performing. But obviously, I'm aware with what's going on. I'll cut him some slack for now. But if he don't fucking start performing soon, he'll be out. But, So that's my teammate.
After your, well, I guess you had an abundance of choice in your team. I'm going to have to choose a common goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So I tend to go with Cobble because it's quite trusty. It's Dortmund versus Arminia Bielefeld, who are like bottom of the league.
Nice.
So
yeah.
I'd hope he'd keep a clean sheet. In defence, I've got a choice of Big Ass, who plays for Elche.
Big Ass. Big Ass.
Mate,
Is that my missus you're playing, is it?
I've got some class names. I got a midfielder called Dickman and a defender called Big Ass. So
nice.
I think he's going to have to go in. I only went for him because I believe Elche pretty good defensively. He missed last game due to an injury. Can't find anything on him. It wasn't severe. It's just he missed out. So I'm going to have to risk him going in. Midfielder, I bought Son.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bit. I will check. I don't know whether you use this, but FootMob.
It didn't mention anything about him. His name is Pedro Big Ass.
Yeah. And I also check whoscored.com because they generally have the games or predictions a lot sooner than all the other tools I use. Yeah. So let me just check on whoscored.com because I don't want you putting players in who are not going to play because there's nothing bloody worse than that.
No, not at all.
La Liga, and of course, they haven't got the bloody lineups. Where I'm saying they're generally earlier than everyone else. Obviously, for this video, that's not happening. No. So, but according to FootMob, he's not injured anymore. But who knows? But he's not listed as injured or suspended, so he could be a safer choice. Are they playing away to Granada?
Yes.
Because Granada are 1 point off the bottom three. So
he should be safe defensively if he does play, right?
And they don't score many goals, Granada, either. So
okay, that's cool. That's good to know.
Yes.
The next one is midfield, which I'm going to go with, like I said, I picked up the other day, Sonner Dickman. Just a very underrated card. He's very consistent. He's overall's 52, but I can see him. He's playing against Sport. Is it Kayserispor? Calabu? You mentioned that team before. I'm sure you have. Calabu.
Who does Dickman play for?
Konyaspor, second league.
Oh, Konyaspor. Oh, well, absolutely.
I'm going to do a video about him because he is so cheap compared to his right mid, who's like 600 quid.
Right.
And Dickman's 140.
Yeah. He seems you're convincing me on him. I'm going to bloody end up buying him. But, especially for F-grinding teams, these are the sort of players you've got to pick up because if they all hit 50 with your captain choice,
exactly,
then you're going to hit 250 points. It's as simple as that.
Exactly. With him, though, it kind of varies. So I've checked the last 5 games, and a few of those games he's played centre attacking midfield, so he's got some decisives. Other games he plays CDM, so he mixes around. Yeah. They kind of switch him around. So an interesting one to pick up. Then my striker is going to be Maximilian Philipp, who plays for Wolfsburg. Now this guy has been hitting decisive 3 weeks in a row. That's the guy I picked up, and then he doesn't play. So he's 27. They paid 20 million for him. He came from Dortmund, went to Shakhtar, and then went to Wolfsburg. So I'm hoping they're going to play him this week. I'm banking on it that they're playing him this week. And then in the sub, I've got choice of Philip Pommer, who came off.
Sorry, Vic. With regards to your striker now,
yes.
With what you said, he's got good pedigree.
Yeah.
In terms of the clubs he's played for, the transfer fees he's gone for. Now, they're the players. Okay, there's a risk with them because, like you said, he didn't play the last game. Was he on the bench, do you know?
He was on the bench and others came on ahead of him. So I don't know the reason.
Right. It's like for me, players like that, of course, there's a risk involved. But for me, how much did you pay for him, if you don't mind me asking?
About 210.
Yeah,
Pounds,
it's maybe not short term, but come the summer,
oh yeah,
if he's not playing, I would expect a player of his caliber to demand the move because he wants to play football.
Absolutely. Like I said, 20 million. That's not cheap.
Yeah, no, it's not, especially in Germany, because it's not like the Premier League where there's billions floating around.
Dortmund don't often spend lots of money, so they obviously saw something in him. It's just if he can produce stuff, like I said, my extra then, I've got a choice of the guy Marvin Martins, who plays for Austria Vienna, who had a dreadful game last week, or Philip Pommer, the guy I told you plays for Reed. He played left back last week, came off after 23 minutes with an injured ankle, so I don't know how he's going to do. So I think safety-wise, I'm going to play Marvin Martins just because I know he starts.
Martin.
Yep.
Sorry, Bert. Who does he play for?
He plays for Austria Vienna.
Right, Austrian teams.
Yes, he's in the top half.
Yes.
Which isn't great. I don't know if it's great, but yeah.
I'm just... he's not down as injured or suspended either. So
no, the guy, he seems very consistent, and last week he had a dreadful performance. My captain is a tough one. I'm just gonna, like you've gone with yours, I'm gonna have to go with Sorare Dickman just because I picked him up. He's more likely to get a consistent score. He starts most of his games. He starts most of his games. So that's going to be my team. Like I said, it's going to be Cobble in goal, Big Ass and Marvin's at the back, Sorare Dickman and Maximilian Philipp. Hopefully they all start. It just looks like a decent team to me, and should technically hit a threshold. So last week was
well, hopefully, mate, they'll all score decisives, and you'll win a tier star rare.
Imagine that.
Then happy days. Then that's what it's all about. But that's the beauty. Okay, the likelihood is that's never going to happen, but you never know. One day, if they all click that on the same game week, and that's the hope.
That's the thing. They all have a potential, and if they do, then that'd be nice. And it's an underdog team, so
absolutely. And a funny story, because I know people say, "Oh, well, you can't really win anything if you use a common goalkeeper." That's a myth. Because people have won Division 4 the whole tournament for 1 week using, it was an Allison card. Yeah. So I think he scored about 100 anyway, so we'd take the deduct. He still scored 70.
That's what I'm hoping Cobble starts doing, because he's now the main man over Berkey.
Yes. But last year, I entered a global team with a common goalkeeper, and I used Bodart from Liège. He came on and, they were losing in the game. He came up for a corner and bloody scored. But
nice.
He still didn't hit 100.
How?
Because they only get the points for scoring a goal. They don't get any more because they're a goalie who scored. I think his overall score for that game week was only still about 70, like his real score. So I only scored 40-odd points after deduction, even though he scored a bloody goal.
Yeah, that sucks.
But it because does...
sorry, I'm just saying, it saves you... Obviously, you've got some rare goalkeepers, but they do cost 400 minimum. At whatever.
And that's the problem. And I'm snookered now because I've got one rare goalkeeper who plays when fit, he'll play.
Yeah.
The problem is he's never fit. Sillinson. I've got about 12 other rare goalkeepers that I bought cheap when I first joined the platform who don't play. Now, obviously, my hope is
they will.
In the next few transfer windows, they bloody move to a club where they become first choice goalkeeper, because one, I'll make a lot of money, and secondly, I'll have more choices. But at this moment in time, I've got to use a common goalkeeper like most low budget users have,
Yeah.
because I'm simply not in a position to go out and buy a rare goalkeeper, and I will argue till the cows come up. So there we go, guys. There's our teams. Wish us the best of luck. We're certainly going to need it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Cheers, guys.
Ciao.